Well, I was speaking in the context of covert fifth columnry one day when I came face to face with the fifths of the fifths. Typical, you create your own reality, there is no true evil in the world, I just put myself in a mental bubble where it all goes away, and I respect the beliefs of those who see things differently. I ponder this and wonder to myself, is that a consistent worldview with good ethics? Now, how could someone living in that kind of a strange bubble exist in a world full of so much wrongdoing and evil? Unless they've been left there to be in that little bubble. And why would they be left there to be in that bubble? Probably because they're getting along with a system of racketeering and coercive influence of various kinds, causing widespread and feeding from widespread corruption on multiple tiers in a hegemony that inverts values completely around the axis of covert manipulation systems. This going on in the name of national security or in the form of a game being played by someone who is unwitting does not add up to justice, but adds up to a lot of rackets. It doesn't matter if it's a kind deed, a nice thing said, a good thing done. It's a racket. People can handle that on their own. There are too many ways that this can be abused to create a kind of white glove effect whereby someone is psychologically attacked in the form of them being treated meritoriously. This is a form of insult combined with hoodwinking that cannot be tolerated in a true society. That's going on. That's because somebody is confessing the relative lack of authority on their part, because otherwise they would be open and public about their vehemence against me. So to be involved in that without knowing it, because you generally are a nice person who would give someone a ride, for example, I'm not being specific, I'm speaking in general terms, then you would nevertheless still be inclined to follow into that racket operationally at the Do Good Deeds app level. So if that app is in any way involved, or if a psychotronic influence is involved, the combination of these two things adds up to a covert influence racket, and that also cannot be tolerated in a true society. So it doesn't matter how beautifully guised the crime is, it's still a crime. And this cannot be done in the name of national security. This is social engineering. This is wrong. They're going to have to wear a certain uniform, have a certain badge on, have their own name on it. Says fifth column. Have a nicer day society or something. And go around doing that junk. That is because the system itself is not straightforward and it therefore is a racket. It just so happens that feeds into other rackets which already exist and are just as straightforward but more absurd, such as counterfeiting and various forms of influence over the communication grid, such as on the internet, and the way that could be throttled with covert internet topologies. Then you have people getting like gift cards just to come play some street theater. But be your nice self. I guess it's like that. I guess they have a director who's an intelligence agent who goes, okay, you're going to be the carrot, or then they have like the stick, the group that operates in the form of stick characters. So they have carrot characters and stick characters, and they just do that kind of street theater. Because why? They just manipulate. They manipulate information. They manipulate people. They see what they can get. They see what kind of cooperation they can get. They try to co-opt. They're looking at the person that they're potentially destroying as a neutralized target, as long as they have an information asymmetry. And then from that point on, they look for any advantages to make of it. So that's just warfare operations. Are you serious? That's supposed to be going on society? Warfare operations? Go fuck yourself doesn't capture it.
Sometimes
So go bite your own tail. Go swallow your own tail, you snake. That better captures it. You want to run a racket because you think you're a better person? Go to hell. Good people don't run rackets. Now, as to the good deeds in themselves, or the good qualities in people and things and plant life and squirrels and fine weather on Saturdays in itself, that's great. That can all be done without a racket. And on top of that, there are serious rackets which aren't being addressed by playing around with this little game here with the covert internet topologies, preventing important information about actual wrongdoing and harm done to children on vast scales and on multiple vectors. You're going to treat that as something to target and to distort and cause people to evade because they want to, quote, create their own realities. Is this the game?